Now amidst all the buzz around the hugely popular Mahindra Scorpio-N, another car from Mahindra has quietly made its way into the market. It's called the Scorpio Classic, which in a sense is the new model of the earlier generation of the Scorpio. But this one also gets its fair share of changes, including some important ones when it comes to its heart. So is this new or somewhat new SUV worth your money? Let's find out.
This car has been on sale in the country for more than 2 decades and still has many loyalists who swear by its name. The Scorpio's rugged, muscular character appeals to many, and perhaps that is why Mahindra has decided that the SUV will continue to be sold in the market, albeit in this classic avatar. The idea also is to give the rural market an updated Scorpio, where the Scorpio-N may not be too much in demand.
A lot has changed on the face of the Scorpio Classic when you compare it to the early generation of the Scorpio. Completely new grille, vertical slats, yes, but in a new design. Lot of chrome here, and in the center the new Twin Peaks logo from Mahindra also in chrome. New projector headlamps as well on the car, look nice, look proportionate to the size of the car. Redesigned bumpers, new design of the DRLS as well, and fog lamps down below. So overall a completely new face on the Scorpio Classic. On the profile, once again you see some important changes on the Scorpio Classic, beginning with the new design of the 17-inch alloys. The size is the same, the design differs. Another difference is the way the cladding looks. So you see the Scorpio badging with the use of this silver color. That wasn't the case earlier. Again, looks nice. Signature SUV traits here. Big mirrors, you get a side step on the car. Roof rails continue as they were on the car before. So overall, a nice bulky look. The overall silhouette remains the same, but yes, significant changes on the profile as well. Big change on the rear are these new look tail lamps. You've seen this after a long gap on the Scorpio, so the look has changed with respect to that. And yes, you also get the Scorpio Classic badging here on the rear part of the car.
The color you see here is the all-new Galaxy Grey, with 4 other colors continuing from the older gen of the Scorpio.
The cabin somewhat reminds you of the earlier gen of the Scorpio, but the big difference is the use of colors. So there you had a much darker theme on the seats or dash. Here you get a more extensive use of the beige color. So on the seats, so here on the armrest, mostly on the dash it's all beige here. Some black on the upper portion of the dash. The bigger difference though is the touchscreen system that's new. It's a 9-inch screen. It looks good, has some clarity, but it's very basic on features. Near the gear lever you get forward. Some people like it, some people don't like it, so that's your personal choice. You get a part digital, part analog cluster here, 2 traditional dials with a small MID in the center, which gives you basic information. Then you get controls on the wheel as well, so that's new on the car, along with the Twin Peaks logo, the new Mahindra logo. But most of these features you'll only get on this higher S11 trim of the car. On the base S, many of them are missing.
There's hardly any space between the seats and the doors, and to adjust the seat, the driver needs to first open the door. There's also a dearth of charging points, something that may not appeal to today's buyer.
On the second row, you have the option of choosing between captain seats that you see here or a bench seat, depending on the variant you choose to buy. These captain seats are available though only on this higher S11 trim. So a lot of space here, a lot of space between these seats as well. So access to the third row becomes quite easy. You have some storage options here with AC vents. Some more options, I can place my phone in the seat cover. I can place one more phone here in the door. Those are rather small, so not all phones will fit in, but it's supposed to be a phone holder there. So overall, ergonomically, it's a mixed bag, but good space on the second row.
Now let's talk about the all-important third row and what you get here.
It's not too difficult reaching the third row of the Scorpio Classic, but once you're here, you got to be a little careful, because once you bring back the second row in its position, there's hardly any legroom left for you. So there it is. You can only recline this seat to create more space. It cannot be slided forward, so you have limited space here on the third row, especially for somebody of my height. I think kids will feel more comfortable sitting here.
You also have the option of choosing side-facing third row seats on the SUV, with a 9-seater version only available on the base S trim. The Scorpio Classic runs on a new Gen 2.2-litre MHOG diesel engine which churns out 128 bhp at 2750 rpm and 300 Nm between 1600 and 2800 rpm. The engine is mated to a redesigned 6-speed manual gearbox with cable shift.
The good thing is that a majority of that peak torque figure is available from as low as 1000 rpm. So you never feel that you're falling short on power. Whatever you require from this setup, you get it. The car also very easily drives at lower speeds in higher gears. So the need to change gears is much lesser on the Scorpio Classic. Of course, also helps in getting better fuel efficiency on the car. Talking about fuel efficiency, Mahindra says that this new Gen MHOG engine is around 55 kgs lighter than the earlier engine used on the Classic, which apart from better performance also ensures that the fuel efficiency has gone up by approximately 15% on this car.
Micro hybrid tech along with the start-stop feature also helps in achieving a higher number when it comes to fuel efficiency. A clear improvement on the Classic also is the refinement and NVH levels with this new engine. Mahindra was making these claims when the car was first shown to us, and it clearly shows during the drive.
Now, one of the major reasons why the drivability factor has gone up on the Scorpio Classic is the ride quality of the car. It has improved massively on this new version, and the reason behind that is that even though the suspension setup largely is the same on this car, the use of frequency selective dampers taken from the Scorpio-N have made a world of a difference on this new car. So yes, ride quality has gone up by a few notches on the Scorpio Classic, and the handling also has improved a bit. Not remarkably different, but yes, definitely better than before. So you will find the roll has sort of lessened on this new version of the car.
The Scorpio Classic does not get automatic petrol or 4x4 variants, so the options are quite limited here. It's just diesel with a manual gearbox.
The gear shift isn't very smooth, a bit notchy, but the throws are short, so changing gears doesn't take too much time, and you like that on the Scorpio Classic. The clutch is not very heavy and you like that, but what you may find a bit problematic on this car is the steering wheel. It is quite heavy, especially for use in the city traffic. So when you're spending too much time in the urban chaos, it's something that you may not find very appealing on the Scorpio Classic.
When it comes to safety, the Classic gets 2 airbags, ABS, cruise control as well as rear parking sensors. So once again, basic really. The two variants of the SUV are priced at 11.99 lakh rupees and 15.49 lakh rupees ex-showroom. In comparison, the Scorpio-N diesel manual starts at 13.99 lakh rupees and goes up to 19.69 lakh rupees. So while the Classic is inferior on tech and features, it is also much cheaper than the Scorpio-N. There isn't really any direct competition to this rugged SUV, and hence it almost sits in a league of its own.
Now when you compare to the earlier generation of the Scorpio Classics feels a much improved and a rather different car, especially in the way it drives. So the performance of the new engine, the gear shift, the ride quality and even the handling, everything has improved on this new car, and it won't be wrong to say that this car feels much closer to the Scorpio-N than it does to the earlier version of the Scorpio.